Yes, it's now recorded. So please make your face in a handsome or beautiful way as much as possible. Thank you. It's recorded now. And you can make mistake, don't worry, because we all learn from making mistake. It's not a mistake at all. It's an experience. And now, on behalf of your Toastmaster of the day, of the night, sorry. You can hear thunderstorm in my place. It's very good tonight. I have rainstorm in my place. That's what I'm looking for in Lamphun, Chiang Mai area to get rid of PM 2.5. So we are lucky tonight. And the theme of the meeting tonight is opportunity in crisis. Opportunity in crisis. And the word of the day is opportunity. So now I still need someone to take the table topic role. Table topic role. You have 1 minute to think about that and volunteer to take this role with some smart question or topic in the theme of opportunity in crisis. Anyone want to volunteer? Please do so. Rojan, you want to take this role? So I give you 1 minute to do that. I'll explain more about our meeting tonight.
If you don't decide, I will take it, okay?
Okay, Pitikon, thank you. Pitikon, you can take the table topic role. And I think we can let everyone answer the topic or question tonight.
It will be 11?
Yeah.
11 questions?
You can
Are
choose,
you kidding me?
You can choose the victim. Oh no, choose the lucky person.
Okay.
And the next part will be prepare the speeches.
Mm-hmm.
Prepare speech tonight. We have only one speech. And if you want to make another one, please let me know. The speaker will be myself tonight in the CC manual, number 9, Persuade with Power. And I will very fortunate to have my evaluator from Manila, Ian Along will be my evaluator. Thank you, Ian. And then we have general evaluation session from Brian. Brian will lead this session. And we have timekeeper, we have personal evaluator. So Brian, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Brian. And of course, we can start right now from the next session. Oh, Brian, he know how to add the title of the role. You see, GE Brian is popping up. So that is what we should learn also to make our name with the title. Brian, can you explain how to do that? Brian?
Yes. So if you see the two people below, which has participants, click on that.
Yes.
And look for your name. And when you see your name, mute and rename will pop up there. So just click rename and then change your name.
You can
Your
rename.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do, if you take the role as a speaker or as a personal or as a timer, you can try. Yes. Thank you, Brian. So next, I think we will go into our next session, that is table topic session. And our table topic master tonight is a past champion of district, past champion of public speaking for District 97. And
not champion, runner up.
Runner up, okay, runner up. And he is very active member of Thai Airways International Toastmasters Club. That is a club I were born 20 years ago. Thank you for coming today. And he will be our table topic master. He will tell us about the rule and the topic. So please welcome Toastmaster Pitikon.
Okay, thank you all, and thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So my name is Pitikon from Thai Airways International Toastmaster Club, and as you know, we have 10 10 participants. Excluding me, we have 9. So Toastmaster of the day has challenged me to think about 9 questions. I will try my best. So we all know I think we are very familiar with the Toastmaster table topic rules. Each of us will be given a question. I will ask the question in person, and I will try to type the question into the chat box as well. So all of you will have a chance to see. And if you are volunteer to be the table topic respondent, I think the best way you have 2 choices. Either unmute your microphone and say it out loud that I want to answer it, or you can type in the chat box as well and say that you volunteer for this question. That would work as well. And in case that more than one person volunteer for a question, I will give it to the first person. Okay, I think that will be it. And the time will be the normal time, right? Toastmaster of the day, the normal time slot for the table topic. Okay, so basically you, after receive the question, you are supposed to answer it for 1 to 2 minutes. After 1 minute, the timer, who is the timer? Okay, Anthony, sorry. The timer will type in the chat box that it is 1 minute past and it's cleaned. And then after 1.5 minutes, it will be yellow. And after 2 minutes, it will be red. And after 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I think Anthony will type like crazy. Like it's time, like representing a bell. Like kick, ding, 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 ding. Okay. So any questions? No? If no more question, let me see. No question, right? Okay. So the first question, I copy it and post it as well. The first question is, when was the last time that you were in crisis and what did you learn? Again, when was the last time that you were in crisis and what did you learn? Anyone here? In case that there is no one here, now I think I'm arranging my monitor into like a matrix. It's very easy to pick people. I will pick the one that look least confident. Okay, James, because you point to yourself. Yes, you. So please welcome Toastmaster James for the first table topic. Again, when was the last time you were in crisis and what did you learn? The microphone is all yours, James.
Hi guys. All right, difficulty. Well, actually, I'm in a crisis right now, as it happens. I think a lot of us are. So it's really making me think about the future for my job, my work in China. It's making me really think about my financial situation. I'm having to be very careful about how I spend my money because I don't know when I start again. Well, this is the biggest problem. So I'm having to really kind of ration my money out. I could probably spend a little bit more, but I'm just conserving money just in case it goes on a little bit further. But I think this is a really good opportunity going online. I think this is the way the times kind of with this situation. I think that this is a great opportunity to go online, learn how things work online, so I can maybe make some money now online. What was the question again about when was the last time? Yes, this is this is the present. This is the more recent crisis I'm having. And how are we doing for time? We're going to. Okay, so yeah, right now, this one, what else is it making me think about? Making me think about my health, looking after myself, because of my budget. I'm being a bit careful with food, but this is not a good thing. I play a lot of sport. So I have to really think about how much I'm consuming and not getting sick. I'm a triathlete, so I do a lot of biking, swimming and running. So even though I'm being careful with money, I've still got to eat well and take care of myself. So there's lots of things to think about there. But yeah, right now, this is my crisis. Most of all is looking after my health and being careful with my money. And if I can't get back to work soon, it's got to go online. I've got to try and teach online, I think, because I'm an English teacher. So if I can get myself online and helping people that way and making some money, that could get me out of a situation, a crisis. Okay. All right, guys, I'm gonna put it at that. I'm gonna stop there. All right, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, James. That was great. So you see that this is happening, I think, to everyone, more or less on some degrees, and we all learn something. So I totally agree that in this crisis, not only this crisis, in every crisis, there will always be opportunity for us to do something. Yeah, and maybe this will be the turning point of many people as well, I think, for a better way. So thank you, James, for that. So second table topic questions will be, here we go. What is the future of online Toastmaster meeting? Again, what is the future? Okay, I have Ian volunteer. Let me put the question down. What is the future of online Toastmaster meeting? Please welcome Toastmaster Ian along.
Fellow Toastmasters, good evening. Back in 2014, my mentor invited me into something different. Immediately after finishing my competent communication manual, I was invited on this weird experience called online meeting. And it was a first time for me that time because I recently finished my competent communicators manual. And then he invited me over to an online meeting. And they are starting it up. Susan Ellsworth, Brian Dodd, David Hughes, those personalities. And looking back, and we started it, and then we charted it as Firebirds Collective, Toastmasters Club. The second online club, the first online club is Netizens, and second is Firebirds Collective. I was the chartered member of Firebirds Collective Toastmasters Club. Looking at the past and right now, seeing so many clubs and seeing 2 clubs doing online meetings here in Thailand, seeing this will progress further and further. And not only that, clubs will have online alternatives just to fill in more people, more speakers, more speeches, and more inspiration. How about you guys and the lady? Join us as we march forward to that future called online Toastmasters Club. Good day.
Okay, great. I totally agree with you, Ian, that this crisis is I think is a catalyst that will boost the online meetings, not only for Toastmasters, but for everything. Online meeting, work from home, all those remote access technology. I think in the past it's very hard to do because of the internet connection, right? The speed is not good, was not good, yeah, and all the technology. But now everything is possible, and this will be a trigger point. So totally agree that the future of online meeting is really bright. Okay, next to the third question. The third question will be a little bit more related to me, but I want to know your guys' opinion. What do you think about online speech contest? Again, the question would be, what do you think about the online speech contest? Not just meeting, the contest. What do you think? Any volunteer? I would love to volunteer it myself because I'm about to do it. But any volunteer out there?
Volunteering. Anthony's volunteering.
Oh, Anthony, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Okay, Anthony, again, the question is, what do you think about online speech contest? And the microphone is all
Yep.
yours.
So I think that it's probably a different kind of skill that you need to do an online speech. And I think that given that the future is moving towards online, I think it's a good thing to practice this and to learn these kind of skills, because I think this is a future that is only going to grow. It's not something that is just like right now. I think it seems like a little toy coming onto Zoom. It seems like a novelty, but maybe one day we'll all have virtual reality headsets on, and we will be doing our speeches in virtual spaces. And I think that could actually be a very good thing, because you could potentially practice in any way you want. For example, you could practice in front of, a virtual space with like 1,000 people in it. So obviously this is just something I'm making up now, but even for current times when we don't have that, I still believe that it's very important as a Toastmaster to build your communication skills, not just by standing in front of people, but using all the communication tools that are available to you. And I think online is only going to be increasingly important. So I think it's a great opportunity for you to be participating in this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Anthony, for the third table topic respondent. I think we have a new member joining as well. Toastmaster of the day, you want to introduce him first? So, yeah, I mean, Toastmaster of the day, we couldn't hear you. Yeah, please.
Okay, I forgot to unmute. iPhone, welcome. I think, would you like to introduce yourself for briefly? He got some problem with the microphone, so please go ahead with the table topic, please.
Okay, it's okay. Then I will go ahead with, oh, he comes back. But we still couldn't hear him. Should I proceed with the table topic, or should I wait?
Please proceed, yes.
Okay. So the fourth question, so Mr. iPhone, I'm sorry, but we will go on because we couldn't hear you. But if you hear us, it will be fine. Please enjoy yourself and figure out your microphone problems. Question number 4. After COVID-19, what will be the future? What will be the status of online meeting? Not only Toastmaster, any kind of online meeting. What will be the status of online meeting after COVID-19 has passed? Again, I post the question on the chat box. You can open that. The question is, after COVID-19 has passed, what will be the future of online meeting? Any volunteer? Okay, we have Rojon. So the microphone is all yours. Go on.
Good evening, everyone. Right now in our country, there's a curfew from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. and a lot of people are not going to office. And also a lot of people are having their meetings online. And I think after the coronavirus, our employers will realize that, like 80% of in-person meetings can be done through online, which will save every one of us time and money, because online meetings are very convenient, and I think it's definitely the future of meetings. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rojon. Thank you so much. So I think everybody agree on that. I just asked specifically because I think people and business and people around the world, not only us, we realize that actually, I believe that more than 90% of the activity that we had nowadays could be conducted online. Only a specific activity need to do like a together face to face. So the future of online meeting and the platform, just as Zoom that we are using, will be really bright. So if you are investor, now is a good time to invest in the stock market of all these technology. I don't know any of them, but I think it will be a great time. So next, on the fifth question. So this is specifically to COVID-19. I think I just want to learn your version. How did you survive the COVID-19 so far? Again, how did you survive the COVID-19 so far? I put the question in the chat box as well. Here we go. Any volunteer, how did you survive the COVID-19 so far? Or maybe your plan in the future as well from now on. Because I think most of us are a little bit under curfew on some circumstance. So any volunteer?
Okay, me.
Okay, Toastmaster Anirudh, please welcome. Microphone is all yours. Thank you.
Okay. Question again, please, a little bit.
Question is, how did you survive the COVID-19, the virus, or how do you plan to survive it in the near future?
Okay, I can survive by live in my home. Before I'm living in Bangkok, and now I moved back to Pitsunulok, my hometown, and I keep myself in the home all day and not go anywhere else. And I will go to Bangkok again because my dad and my mom go to hospital. This is the tough situation for me, and I can be careful about when I go to the hospital, and I will protect myself and use alcohol every time I touch everything. And I think I very scared about virus. I don't know now have a vaccine to protect everyone, but I think if I don't, this virus can spread to me sometime, and I can survive because I will be careful, aware everything. Thank you. Back to you, top master of the day.
Oh, back to me. Table topic master.
Topic master.
Yeah, not
Thank you.
Not ETM. Yeah. So thank you for your answer. So totally agree. One thing that I think I heard a quote. They said that only the paranoid will survive. Again, only the paranoid will survive. And I totally agree with that quote.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you trace back to the ancient time when the big comet hit the earth, I think one of the species that survived is a cockroach, right? The small insect, the cockroach. And I think if you notice the nature of the cockroach, it's really paranoid. Whenever it hurts something or you try to touch it, it will just go and hide, escape. That's why it survived for millions of years. So now it's time to be paranoid as well for all of us. Thank you for the answer.
Thank you.
Next one in the table topic session is the question number 6. Okay, this is interesting. Use your imagination. So we will ask, what would you think the world would be after we pass this crisis? After we pass COVID-19, I'm not sure how long in the future, maybe 6 months, maybe a year. What would the world look like after we pass the COVID-19? Any volunteer? Use your imagination. It could be worse, it could be better. Okay, we have Mr. iPhone. Very interesting, but whether or not we could hear you, it will be challenging.
Sure.
Okay,
Well,
it's good. Go ahead.
in any situation, there are always winners and losers. And I think the winners, one of the winners is going to be Panda. There will be, people are going to be staying in their houses and they're going to be ordering food, and Panda is going to be delivering it. So if you want a job, well, you know where to look, as long as you know how to ride a motorcycle. I think another winner will be people who want to set up restaurants, or really want to set up kitchens, but don't really want to serve food as in a restaurant, so that they can set up their kitchens in their homes, and Panda's going to come and fetch the food, and they'll be able to sell it at almost the same price as a restaurant, but without the overhead. So that's going to be a real winner. And I think that after all of this is passed, we will have changed our habits such that some of these things are going to continue. Then thirdly, as you were suggesting before, internet services like Zoom here, they're going to do quite well, because we're going to learn we're going to become accustomed to meeting our friends and talking online. Now, I have to say that I really identify with what you were saying about the paranoids are going to survive, because my wife is really paranoid, and this paranoid, this COVID-19 is really creating marital stress in our household, because I'm more relaxed, but then again, she is in a high risk group. She's got her high blood pressure and respiratory problems, and if this ever comes into our house, well, she's right. She's the one who's most likely to suffer. So another thing I think that may develop is a growing capacity to consult also with doctors online. There's going to be a tremendous business developing apps that will enable doctors to remotely get data from us. That may be some ways down in the future, but nonetheless, it's coming. And I think this sort of thing is going to place a premium on rapid development. And hopefully we will soon have this kind of technology in a much more sophisticated way than we do at present. So those are my thoughts on that subject.
Great answer, Bruce. Thank you, Bruce. And I hope that if the bad come to worse, not only will your wife survive, maybe you as well, because you are with her. You know, the paranoid, not only that the paranoid will survive, yeah, the paranoid and their companions will survive.
Yes.
So thank you for the answer. Next one is the table topic number 7. Okay, wow. You see, because I'm keep thinking and thinking again, so some of the question is related. What is the big opportunity of COVID-19 for anyone? I think Bruce talked about the Panda business. What else? Maybe to you, maybe to other people, or maybe to the world. What is the big opportunity that we get from COVID-19? I post the question here, number 7. What is the opportunity that happened because of the COVID-19? I could think about a lot. The world is actually closer to each other. Okay, we have our Toastmaster of the day, DTM Thanu. Please welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Today you work very hard. And of course, in every crisis lie opportunities. And that is the ancient wisdom. And if you see today, the stock market of this kind of application, Zoom, online meeting, and online teaching, which James is going to do English online teaching. all this kind of online will be, the stock price will be up. And of course, everything that we can do online before we may never think about it. Actually, in our office, we may have to work face to face, maybe 20% only. And 80% we can do it online, as a few people mentioned before. I do believe that. And it's time to reset our mindset. And that is a great opportunity for those who can think this way. And I think our club, ChiangMai Toastmasters Club, also, we try to make with this situation, make use of this situation. And as you know, today we cancel our physical meeting this afternoon, and we try this online for the first time. And I think as of tonight, we may have, I will recommend in our officer meeting that we should have online meeting for the time being, for maybe a few months, and only maybe 1 or 2 physical club meeting per month only. And we believe that we will grow more because of this. You see, today meeting, we have people from Manila, from where, you see, from Vietnam, and those who, even though you are in Thailand right now, but you are from China, you are from Australia, we can join the meeting together in 1 or 2 hours. That is the big opportunity. And also, I do believe that the danger of people, of the humankind, is now not the thing that used to be danger anymore, but it will be a kind of thing that we may never know at the moment. So this kind of online, we can connect from each and every corner of the world. We'll learn fast. Even the COVID-19, I believe it will be cured shortly. I believe the technology of the medical people. You see China, now they can control, right? China, amazing. So big opportunity will be this kind of people who think online. So back to you, table topic master. Thank you.
Thank you, the 7 respondents, our Toastmaster of the day. Yes, I think the COVID-19 will bring a lot of opportunities. I will have specific questions later on about that as well. So now I would like to move on to the 8th question first. The 8th question would be, you have to make a choice. One of these situations, which one is the worst in your opinion? The COVID-20X, that means X year from now, there will be more violence COVID, or the World War III, or the financial crisis. Which one of them is the worst in your opinion, and why? Again, the COVID will happen again, and it will be more violence in X year from now. And then World War III, and then financial crisis. These 3, you have to choose one. Which one is the worst? Sorry that this question seems to be very pessimistic, but I just want to know. So, do we have a volunteer? Yeah, we don't have much. We have Danta, Portier, and our GE Brian. I think we have 3 or 4 people left, right? Okay, who want to volunteer? If not, do I have a privilege to choose Toastmaster of the day?
Yes, you can. I think this may be the last question, I think.
Oh, this is your last question. Can I change? I have my last question. Last question is much more harder.
Okay.
Okay, let me ask new question. If this is the last one, let me ask this is the one, because as you know, I'm about to compete soon. The last question will be this one, very long. I will read it together with you. How could we improve our eye contact, body gesture, facial expression to accommodate online meeting? Because you see, it's very hard. We only see half of our body, not the full body. How could you improve that? There should be a specific improvement. Also, how to cope with the lack of full body movement. because, eventually I believe that in the contest, you have to show your full body movement. So there'll be a lot of adjustment of sound, so many things. If you are a contestant like me, what is your plan? If you are a contestant like me, what is your plan? Like specific plan. For example, you have to keep looking at the camera, not the monitor, the camera itself, because you are making the eye contact. And you have to make sure that you have the wireless microphone, something like this. I need a specific answer. Anyone here? If not, I will pick one. And I believe that this person could help me. Please welcome our GE Toastmaster Brian. Brian. Hello, Brian. Brian, you. Oh, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. Yes, Brian, are you with me? Yes, Brian, read the question in the chat box. If you are about to compete just like me, what is your plan? Because you have to adjust the way you look at the camera, the way you express your body gesture, the facial expression and movement and sound and everything. What is your plan? Give me a suggestion. All yours.
Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master. So having the contest in the online setting is another great challenge, and that should not hinder us Toastmasters, because as a great speaker and leader, we should be ready to speak in front of any audience, whether it should be live audience or those in the online audience. And in fact, with this setting in the business world right now, there are a lot of online engagements happening in terms of training, seminars, and meetings. So putting yourself in a contest in an online environment will be a great advantage for you, for your professional and self-development. So how could you do that? For me personally, we can't apply what we have learned before in Toastmasters in terms of the use of stage presence, in how to use the stage, how to get actual responses at the same time. But just imagine them right in front of you by looking at the screen. If you need eye contact, you can just look right straight at the camera. And if they're looking at the screen, they can actually see you. So in terms of movement, you don't really have to move with your feet, but you can move with your body. You can lean forward, you can lean backwards, like move side, left and right. And that's for body gestures, for eye contacts. Actually, online setting can give us a better advantage in terms of facial expression, because our faces are much closer to the screen and we can be more expressive and our expressions will be more visible. So actually that could be to your advantage. So, but the greatest challenge in that is how you can actually hold their attention from the minute you started until the minute you ended. So you can invest more on vocal variety, because the listening scale is more on a higher scale for this one, and a good glance with a camera and very good use of hand gestures and body movements. So at least that could make you look interesting and not frozen, but would just on the camera. So good luck, and that's for my answer, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Brian. Great answer. It may not be useful to anyone, maybe not all of you, but for me, it's really useful. Thank you so much. I will use some of those techniques. I'm still not sure. I'm not quite sure whether or not we allowed to. Are we supposed to pan the camera such that they see the full body, or just like we are having a meeting right now, only the top half? I'm not quite sure. We will figure it out. But thank you for the recommendation, your answer. That's a great answer. So I think tonight we have in total 8 respondents. So you guys are great. I think we all totally agree together that with the COVID, with this crisis, there will always be the opportunity that we learn new things, maybe create new business. And not only us, the world itself is also learn of the new technology, and the world will progress further. The world will not be stopped only just because we have COVID-19. We, Toastmaster community, and the world, we will progress further after this crisis. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, table topic master. Wonderful job. Yeah, give him a big hand. Yeah, very good. We love that. Even though he got only a few minutes to prepare, he came up with a lot of interesting questions. I really love that. Regarding the contest, I wonder how they will conduct table topic contest, because when you have the first speaker in the contest, right, other speaker must be out of the room, but they can do that, I believe, and that is a challenge. But international speech contest is okay because everyone can be in the room, right? So we have to wait and see for that. So now we just finished the table topic session. The very first part, we will go ahead with our prepared speech. And tonight we are honored to have only one speech, and that is myself. I challenge myself to make this speech online. Yes. And the one who will give me the feedback is Toastmaster Ian Along from Manila. He will tell us about the objective of this speech, please.
Okay,
Alright.
one more thing, Toastmaster of the day. If the time allowed, and if you need more speaker, I actually have a speech that I could do for the online as well, if you want.
We can, yes, please.
Okay.
Please do so.
I'll be a second
Tell
speaker
us.
then.
Okay.
Yeah, and please assign me an evaluator as well. Thank you.
Evaluator, okay, we'll do that later. Yes, maybe Brian can help for assigning the personal evaluator for Pitikon. Could you please do so during my speech?
Okay. Or do we have any volunteers?
Or you have any volunteer? Yes.
What's your speech? What's your speech project?
Interesting. It's not a project. It's the one that I just thought about a few days back, and I actually deliver it in my small group, like a friends already. It's not related to any specific project.
So we just give a general evaluation.
Yeah, it's just a general evaluation.
Not on
I just want to try it on the online platform.
Santa, do you want to evaluate Toastmaster Pitikon? Do you have microphone?
Maybe. But I'm not
Okay, yeah.
sure that my evaluation quality is top notch, because then tonight
Of
I'm
course,
rather
every
sleepy without
evaluation
joining.
will be helpful.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
so
great.
Danta will be his
Great.
PE. Thank you.
Okay, now let's hear the objective of project number 9 from Ian Along, please.
All right. So persuade with power, the objectives are the following. Persuade listeners to adopt your viewpoint or ideas or to take some action. Appeal to the audience's interest. Use logic and emotion to support your position. Avoid using notes. Time that was given, 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you very much, personal leader, for the speaker. So now, ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce Toastmaster Tanu. Toastmaster Tanu, do it when you are not ready. Okay, thank you. Toastmaster of the day, fellow members, 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed with the things you did not do than the ones you did. That is from Mark Twain. I had this experience 45 years ago. I got a scholarship from AIM, Asian Institute of Technology in the Philippines, to study my master's degree about management. And I didn't grab it, I didn't grab it because I had a work to do after graduated from my bachelor degree in engineering. So I decided to work in Thailand, and I still disappointed with that decision. And that might happen to you as well in some cases, because that time I thought that I was not ready. I never been abroad. I was not ready at all in terms of financial, in terms of mentally. I was not ready. But then that again in my life, I learned some lesson. I met a lady later. I met a lady, and then I liked her. I proposed her to get married. Darling, I want to propose you to marry me. She looked at me. You are the one that was not ready among the men that came to me. That is my wife to be, said. But one thing you have courage. All those men, they seem to be more ready than you, but no one dare to ask me for marriage. So I say, yes, that was my wife. And she mentioned to me that was 38 years ago. She mentioned to me that if it is important to you, you must do it when you are not ready. So that is, for me, is a WW number one, wife wisdom number one. If it is important to you, do it when you are not ready. And life go on. I will share with you MRT. M is marriage. I just share with you. The second one I would like to share with you is R, my running journey. About 20 years ago in Thai Airways, I used to work for Thai Airways for more than 20 years. And my health seemed to be very bad situation. I had a flu, I have so many diseases came to me because I lacked my lifestyle, you know. And then my doctor in Thai Airways once mentioned to me that today I won't give you any medicine in my prescription, but please read. I read the prescription. It mentioned go exercise, very simple as that. Again, I was not ready at all to do exercise. I'm not a sportsman. I went home and asked my wife again, what do you think? I have to follow my doctor's advice to go exercise. She said, again, you see, she said, you don't have to worry about what's next. Do you know MLK, Martin Luther King? She mentioned that. She read a lot of books, you know. She said, you don't have to see the whole staircase. Just start doing it. The first step. She said, so you don't worry about that, my wife said. Remember WW1 I used to mention to you? If it is important to you, do it when you're not ready. So this time you have more, my wife said to me. You don't have to see the whole staircase in your running. But you know, after that, I just run without readiness at all. Just take my shoe, run. So far, I have been running for about 5,000 kilometers in my Runkeepers app in my mobile phone. I don't know what's next in my running journey. That was only simple advice from my doctor and my wife, WW2. So I share with you MR already. The last one is T. In my Toastmaster journey, 2001, I was a member of Thai Airways Toastmasters Club because as an engineer, I didn't know how to speak to people and I want to improve my presentation skill. So I joined Toastmaster in my company. And after that, you know, sometimes I get stuck with my speech. And then I go to my wife again. Darling, what can you suggest me? I have WW1, WW2, give me WW3. because during that time, not only I stuck with my speech, I have no idea how to proceed with my speech. And someone approached me, Tanu, I saw you very committed. Please step up to be an area director, he said. And that's why I went to my wife, darling, what do you think? She said, you get WW1, WW2, now I give you WW3. You know Sir Richard Branson? Sir Richard Branson, the owner of Virgin, he said, if someone offer you an amazing opportunity and you don't know how to do it, say yes and learn how to do it later. My wife suggests that I should listen to Sir Richard Branson. So I took her advice again. I follow the advice of my mentor in the Toastmaster and apply for area director. And you know, a few years ago, I was a district director of District 97 because of that opportunity that given to me in Toastmaster. And now I still join Toastmaster because of that again. So my lesson is, the first one, wise wisdom number one, if it is important to you, do it when you are not ready. I'm not sure it will be related to you or not. There's a second one, you don't have to see the whole staircase as Martin Luther King mentioned. Just take the first step. And the third one, WW3, if someone offer you an amazing opportunity and you don't know how to do it, say yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you will face such a situation like this, and then remember, do it when you are not ready. Toastmaster of the day. Oh, back to me again. Okay. Thank you for listening. So that is my speech. And we will have the second speech today. And the second speech will be delivered by Toastmaster Pitigon. Toastmaster
Yes.
Pitigon, what is your speech title?
The title is We Are All Infected.
We are all infected. We
Exactly.
are all infected. And the
Infected.
evaluator?
Can I test my microphone before? I want to know one thing. If I stand at this area and talk, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Still hear
Good?
you, yes.
Oh, with a good sound?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
it's
can
fine.
still.
Oh, interesting. Then I don't have to use the wireless microphone, right?
Yeah,
Just
it's
speak
still
up.
okay.
Okay, I'm good. So I'm ready. Okay.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Danta will be evaluated, right? This is unclassified speech, so it's not related to any manual in Toastmaster. So
yes, and the time would be 5 to 7 as well.
5 to 7 minutes. Okay, so Toastmaster Pitigon, everyone will be affected, right?
Yeah,
we are all affected.
Infected.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, do you know how many people in the world now are infected by the coronavirus? If you follow the news, you will see the number around maybe 200,000 now, I believe, around the world. And you know how many of them has a fatality? That means they are dead. If you look at the number, it's about 6,000 now, which is equal to 3 to 4%. And the last question, do you know how many people are in the world, in our world? This should be easy. The correct answer would be 6 point something, nearly 7 billion people in the world. What if I tell you today that not only that 20,000 people are infected, but actually all the people in the world now are infected? Toastmaster of the Day, fellow online Toastmasters. We are all infected by something called virtual virus. The virtual virus is not the real virus. It's the symptoms when you know about the COVID-19. These symptoms could show in so many aspects, many feelings, and many of your questions. We are now all infected. And you know the symptoms of the V virus are more violent comparing to the real virus. The real virus, the fatality rate is only 3%, but the symptom and the possible fatality rate of the V virus could be much higher. Here are the symptoms of the V virus. First, we start to discriminate to each other. These are people from China. Those are people from European country. Have you ever think about that? We saw so many video clips of people, they are not allowed to enter some restaurant, they are not allowed to enter some areas, or maybe they are not even allowed to go back to their own country. They are not infected yet, but they are already being discriminated. This already happened all around the world. In Thailand as well, I think sometimes it happened to the people close to you as well. Second symptoms, even stronger than the first one and even worse. We call it the hate and violence. Again, hate and violence. We starting to hate each other just because he's Chinese or just because she's from Italy. We hate them. I saw a video of a Chinese native, maybe a Chinese tourist, got on the train and got kicked or beaten up in the train just because they are Chinese and they wear face masks. And we saw people like fighting, trying to beating each other up because they are suspected that the other people will get infected. This happened all around the world. You will see it at the news. And the last and the most important symptoms happens around us, within ourselves as well. I call it selfishness. Selfishness happens to people in a time of crisis. In Thailand, ask yourself how hard it is to find a pack of face masks. They are all disappear. I believe that not only in Thailand, in so many places, all the important tools, face masks, hand gel, or maybe other necessary things to eat, the food, somehow they all disappear. Some people stock those market, those goods, those necessary ones, keep it for themselves, or even worse, resell it with a higher price. People started to think only about themselves, their business, but not to the people in the society. With these three symptoms of the V virus, the world will be in chaos. You know, even when the virus passes, people will still hate each other. Maybe we discriminate each other even more. Or maybe we cannot go back to the way it is anymore. So how to deal with that? I propose that first, we should care more to each other. If we care more, put ourselves in their shoes, we will start putting that extra effort to help other people. But that comes with the second one as well, which is the risk assessment. That means you have to assess the risk that you are about to get as well. By having the risk management or think about the risk, you will have a plan, maybe second plan, third plan, to cope with the consequence. And the last and the third one is to be united. Now it's not the time to think about even though you are the left or the right hand, or you are from that country or this country. It's a time for the society and the world to come together, find a solution. Maybe the whole I think the whole money from the whole world should get into the best place, the best facility to find the vaccine, for example. We could do that. So, Toastmaster of the day, ladies and gentlemen, the virus, the COVID-19, may cause only 3% of mortality rate. But with the V virus and these 3 symptoms, if we don't do something, eventually people will die more. Or even when the virus passes, we will never come back the way it was. The world will never at peace again. So I urge everybody to help each other. We will not only eliminate the COVID-19, but we will eliminate the V virus, not eliminate it from the world, but eliminate it from our heart as well. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. That is good, very good speech. Yes, I heard that there will be more people go bankrupt than people who die from virus. So that will be our last speech tonight. Thank you for Toastmaster Pitikorn for your very good performance. And now we come to the third session of our meeting, evaluation. So now it's time to introduce our general evaluator to lead this session. Toastmaster Brian, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Ditem Tanu. And now we're down to our general evaluation session. And just like in a normal meeting, we give general evaluation of how the entire meeting turned out, but taking into consideration its online style. So we also evaluated the online style. And I'm not sure if we have an ad counter. Do we? No ad counter? Okay.
No ad counter.
Do we have a grammarian? No grammarian?
No,
okay, it's
today
fine.
we don't have no grammarian.
So we can proceed then with our timekeeper first. Can we have the Timekeepers Report? Let's welcome Toastmaster Anthony. Please proceed.
Yes, thank you. So first, I will give you the timing of the table topic session. So the target time was between 1 and 2 minutes. And so our first speaker was James, who spoke for 2 minutes and 20 seconds. The second speaker was Ian, who spoke for 1 minute and 45 seconds. The third speaker was me. I spoke for 1 minute and 46 seconds. The fourth speaker was Rojon, and he spoke for 45 seconds. The third speaker was Analut, who spoke for 1 minute and 45 seconds. What are we up to now? The sixth speaker was Bruce, who spoke for 3 minutes and 9 seconds. I've lost count now, but the next one was Tanu, and he spoke also for 3 minutes and 9 seconds. And the final table topic speaker was Brian, who spoke for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. For the speeches, we had 2 speakers. The first one was Tanu, who spoke for 8 minutes and 25 seconds. And secondly, we had Pitikorn, who spoke for 6 minutes and 50 seconds. So that's all the timing that I've recorded here. So I'll hand it back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Anthony. So everybody was almost on time. We didn't have any undertimes, right? A few were overtime. So it is also not an excuse that we are doing online meeting, then we can do overtime. So we should also keep it up with our time. And that was a very accurate report from Toastmaster Anthony. And my suggestion, when you give the Timekeepers Report next time, you can also start by telling us the importance of time, the standard introduction. Why do we have to keep track of the time. But overall, the delivery was clear, and maybe because you're reading of your notes, so maybe you can glance somewhere on the camera when you do it next time. But good job. It's your first time to do online meeting? Yeah, okay, good job for a first time. Now let's proceed then to our personal evaluators. First evaluator is Toastmaster Ian, who will evaluate our first speaker, Vitam Tanu. Please proceed.
Hello, everybody, once again. And Toastmaster Tanu, hello there. And what I like about your speech is you begin with a quote from Mark Twain. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you did do than by the ones you did do. And then you wrap it up. You wrap it up in such a way, you remain faithful to that quote from Mark Twain by establishing it into 3 points. And that is also the good trait. It's the power of 3, MRT, your marriage life, your running life, and your Toastmaster life. And that another good thing about it is that you mentioned MRT, M, then MR, then MRT, then MRT, which means people will remember the acronym, the power of 3. That's the basic, the power of 3. And my suggestion is only one. I noticed that you have 2 more quotes aside from 2 or 3 more quotes coming from your wife, from Martin Luther King, aside from Mark Twain. My suggestion is you begin with the introduction of Mark Twain, or you start with the moment that your wife talks about with your topic, which is do it when you're not ready. Focus on one quote, because this is a 7-minute speech. But that one quote, actually politicians do this, the power of 3, and also just one quote, like a slogan. And people will remember you that. Overall, you persuaded me to do things when I am not ready. Thank you very much. Back to you, G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ian, for that very wonderful evaluation. Mr. Timekeeper, did you time him? No?
Sorry.
Did
Yes,
you time
I did time him. Yeah, his time was 2 minutes and 1 second.
Okay, very good timing. With a time limit, he was able to condense everything that he needed to evaluate our evaluator, to give him the good points of his speech and the things that he needs to improve. So what I like about our Toastmaster Ian's evaluation was he started at what I like. So meaning he's saying that it's his opinion. So evaluations are opinions. Also, he gave us exactly the lines. It's very specific parts of the speech, like what he liked, and we can see that he really listened carefully because he was able to pick up the exact lines to give as examples. Also, he's a very good observer on the way the speech was organized. So he looked at the speech on how it was organized. He looked at on the way the speaker used words and plotted his speech. So I thought that was his focus. And for your next evaluation, I suggest you can also include observations on how he presented himself online. Since if it's in an online meeting, also how he could have used all the things that we've learned in Toastmasters presenting on stage, and how could it be effective the way you see it as an evaluator when he does it online. And last one, in the use of language in evaluation, let's just avoid the words you and your, because it's too direct to the speaker. So if we can address it like the speaker or our first speaker, it could sound more general, so everybody would feel more involved on when they listen to you. But overall, I thought you're a very great, you're very observant and a very great observant evaluator and very specific. So keep it up, Toastmaster Ian. Thank you. So now let's proceed to our second evaluator. Let's welcome Toastmaster Ta, Dan Ta, who will evaluate our second speaker, Toastmaster Piticorn. Toastmaster Dan, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Brian. We all infected. How come? I'm infected too? No, we are all infected by something more terrible. It's the virus. It's the humanitarian crisis there. And I think Toastmaster Toastmaster Piticorn really transfer the image of the humanitarian crisis into our mind. What would be more shocking than introducing a shocking question that draws the attention of the whole audience into the story that he claimed we are all infected? What? When the audience hear about that, they will just think like, oh, we're all infected, how come? And then the whole audience will focus on his story. And that's how effective a strong claim before the speech would be. And then he presented a well-researched and relatable topic of the COVID-19 with a strong message and the solution there. And also to accompany the message and the speech itself, he incorporated his creativity there with his creative use of the webcam, like he stood back there. He still performed his fluid and smooth body language works, which it greatly enhanced the message of the story even more. As I observed the speech back there, I saw an opportunity that this speech could be much greater. It would be just like a contest level. Because just back there, when I heard about Toastmaster Piticorn about the 3 symptoms of the V virus, discriminating people, enhanced violence, and selfishness, I thought of the 3 specific persons back there, 3 specific people. It would be better if the Toastmaster Piticorn incorporate a name and a real event, a personal story that he observed in his journey during the COVID-19 outbreak out there. And then he had the name of them, the events, and the action. And then he would incorporate one strong message at the end. I mean, that's one strong message that tie all of the stories together. I think the message would be just tied down to just a single shorter word, unity. I think unity could be involved with care for more for each other, about for risk management, about the unity over there. And unity, with unity, the 3 cases and the 3 characters that Toastmaster Piticorn mentioned, with just unity over here, it would solve the crisis over there. Overall, I think this is a potential contest level speech. If I could see the threats and the scenes right before my eyes, if I could feel it with his strong body language and acting and the dialogues back there, I think it would be more like a movie. And I'm sure it would be a touching and moving story for generations to come. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Toastmaster Dan, our second evaluator, he gave an interesting introduction by using the speaker's own introduction to start his evaluation. So that makes us all refresh our memories with what the speech was. It was very easy to relate. He was very engaging. So how was he engaging? That's with the use of body language. So even with just the camera on his close-up, then we can see his hand movements and body movements, and also with a very good use of vocal variety, which are stretch, voice, highs and lows, and different strengths in terms of volume. Also, good use of language. I heard he addressed the speaker as Toastmaster Piticorn did this, and narrated all the very important details of his speech. And also, I thought he gave very relevant suggestions, and he used the sandwich method by giving all the great points the speaker has, and then he gave one or two suggestions and then ended it with another strong ending by saying that it was a great speech. And I like the play of words on how he used the words in those sentences to put out his thoughts. Now, for things to improve on your next evaluation, I thought that was a very strong evaluation. And I'm not sure personally if it's a good thing, because the tone for the positive and negative and positive are all of the same level. Well, maybe some speakers would think it to be great because at least you maintain at the same tone. But for other evaluators, if we're on the good spot, their level is like on this level. I mean, their excitement level is up high. Then if he's gonna give the suggestion, it starts to go down and then bring it up high. I think that's part of presentation style. So at least it would be clearer for the listener that, okay, we're now on the down part. So maybe that's the time that you have to listen more on what the things that you need to improve, and then you bring it up high again. It's just like the movies that you give the climax and then bring it up again. That's just my suggestion, maybe. But you can try and ask other people based on what's their opinion about it. And also, since we know that he's gonna use it for a specific purpose of putting it in the contest level, then I could have expected a higher and stronger and a more truthful, should I say, a more direct to the point evaluation. So at least he could make real good use of it when he puts it in the contest. But I'm very impressed with that evaluation. Good use of words, very great sentences, and I thought it was also very encouraging for the speaker. Good job, Toastmaster Danta. Let's give him a round of applause. All right, so now let's proceed to the general evaluation of the meeting. Table Topics Master. Wow, that was a great challenge. You just came up with your, what, 7, 8, 9 questions right on the spot. Opportunity in crisis. And I like that it was well explained, and you give your thoughts every time the speaker finishes answering. So I've seen several Table Topics Master who just gives the question, and then after the respondent, and he would just give the next question right away. So that was a good transition from the next speaker to the next, but just minimize putting your own opinion to your own question, because it would sound like you're either opposing or agreeing to the answer of the respondent. So I think on the next time you do table topics, practice on how to do the transition, but not injecting your personal opinion that could either agree or disagree with that own question. Otherwise, you can just give your opinion right away. And also, please don't forget, which I also forget sometimes, to encourage participants that when they perform or they join table topics, there's no right or wrong answer, and that their opinion will always be valued. But overall, I enjoyed all the questions. You were very engaging, and it's also good that in the online setting, you show that you're listening and then you react as the speaker is giving their answer. So very good job, and thank you for joining us today. And now to our table topics. Toastmaster today, DTM Tanu, he explained the flow of the meeting well, since most of us, it's our first time to join our online session. Oh, this is our first meeting with ChiangMai Toastmasters. So he guided us through the online way of doing the meeting. and he gave all the necessary information what we have to do, like the etiquettes and the things that we have to remember when we do online meetings. That was very helpful. And just one thing for the next time you're gonna do Toastmaster of the day, maybe you can put more energy. Since we're online, we're all just sitting down. It would get us bored because we're not moving a lot. So we have to do well more with our voices, like, so at least we can encourage and, you know, when we give energy when we speak, then our listeners will also be alive. But overall, you always have that very natural humor in you that you can just inject anytime when you speak. So good job to our Toastmaster today. Can we give a round of applause to all our role takers today? Good job, everyone. And now for overall evaluation, we started late for a few minutes, but I can let it pass. It's our first online meeting. And I would also encourage everyone who joins the online meeting to keep the same energy level in the same way that we attend the normal meeting. So, because we just sit down, we don't stand up when we speak again. So my suggestion would be, if it's your time, if you just sit down naturally, if it's time you speak, you sit up straight with a great posture, so at least, you know, your blood would flow naturally all over your body to give you more energy. And also, don't forget to keep eye contact with your camera, because that's our connection with everyone. So at least when we talk, if you look at, normally we look at the screen, right? We look at the people. So if we want to like deliver a message directly to the eyes, then just take a look at the camera, or you can even lean, but that will be scary. And also, it's an online meeting, so let's angle ourselves well. Like, I think the best angle would be Danta, like good space on top and good space on the sides. And my lighting actually is not that good also, and very good lighting. So, and but a good angle is Toastmaster Danta, but I think the best background is with Toastmaster Piticon, you know, clean and clear at the back, nothing distracting. So at least we can focus on the speaker. So I just thought these are the things that we just have to remember when we do online meeting, and I hope we can improve as we go along, because I'm pretty sure that we're gonna do a lot of this. So I'm done with my role. Let's give it back to our Table Topics Master, or Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. That is very good advice, and we learned from that. Yes, from your team. Thank you for everyone who joined us, and I think we had a very good first meeting, and we will have more. So, Bruce, can you introduce yourself now? Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm Bruce from the club in Chiang Mai. I have one observation, and that is that I think you want to have light coming in front of you, so it's on your face. The Toastmaster Piticon, is that it? Who ran the table topics? He also has light coming from in front of him, and he lit up very well. As you can see in my case, it's coming from in front of me. But you, Toastmaster of the day, and Brian in particular, I can't see your faces very well because the light is behind you.
Behind, yeah, you're right. Thank you, Bruce, for your advice. Yes, thank you. How's the meeting in Chiang Rai right now?
Well, we had our meeting. It was, is Kun Ratri there? Toastmaster Ratri?
Yes,
she should be one.
She was here at the beginning, but she didn't have the microphone on, and she left already, I think. Yes.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, we had 9 people out, and we discussed what we should do, because really we can't continue to meet physically given the the questions about the coronavirus. So now what's going to happen, I'm not sure. We are I think we decided to suspend meetings. Now, whether we'll suspend our club for 6 months or whatever, and come back to it when it's possible to meet physically, it's, I think that's the way we've gone.
But we have online as well, right?
Well, we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for joining us anyway. And we have Portia. Portia, I cannot see your microphone. Can you hear me, Portia?
She's out. She can't connect with her microphone.
She cannot, right? So that's all right. So we still have about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. So I would hear the comment. Anyone want to add your comment before we close the meeting? Please do so. Because it's our first time, we should learn more next time.
I have questions. I want to ask about the voice level of my speech, because the setup that I did for my prepared speech, not prepared, for my unclassified speech tonight will be the same setup that I plan to use next week in my division contest. So what are your opinions about this setup and the quality of the sound and the place and everything? Yeah, any comments are very welcome from anyone.
Well, frankly,
now we have a lot concurrently. Okay.
I was surprised how well your voice was picked up when you were speaking at a distance, when you were standing up and showing at least the top half of your body. And I thought it went surprisingly well. It was a surprise to me.
So that is your microphone on your laptop, right?
Yes, it's on my laptop.
Okay.
I thought that was okay. It was audible, but it just looked kind of weird that you just stay put in front. So if you want to stand up and the frame of your camera can capture from a certain point to a certain point, say the entire curtain, then feel free to move on that entire curtain.
I see. Yeah, that's a good one.
Any more comment?
Well, I'd like to compliment you, Tanun, on how you designed your speech. I thought it was like using hangers. You came back to the WW again 3 times, and you used MRT, and because you used them like hangers, so it was easy to remember what you had already said, so that the structure naturally brought out the unity of your speech, which I thought was very effective.
Yeah, but I learned a lot from evaluation tonight, that I supposed to just hang on with only one quote. That what I love tonight. 3 are more. And I love also your comment, Rose. Thank you for that. I have to ask permission from my wife first to design this speech. Okay. Kun Anirudh, do you have any comment, please? From Kisuru, you are the paranoid that will survive.
Very good today. I heard many people talk, and I will apply to my talking. Next time I will prepare a little bit.
Okay.
about it.
I still owe you something, because he's very kind to let us, me and Brian, to stay at his house when we help Naresuan at demonstration meeting. Thank you, Anirudh, for your kindness.
Thank
Yes.
you. Nice to see you again. here.
Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone.
So,
Brian.
James?
any more comments? So please, before we leave, any? Yeah, you like to say
hello.
something?
Yeah. Okay.
I think James want to talk. James want to speak, but he couldn't.
Okay.
Oh,
James,
it works. James,
James,
just
Can you
speak.
see me, guys? Hi. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure this out. Can you see me on the screen now? Is it my turn to talk?
we can see you.
Yeah,
Yes.
great.
We can hear you.
So I just want to say thanks, everyone. Thanks for giving me a demonstration of how this works. I'm a lot more confident now, and I hope to get more involved next time. I definitely think that Piticorn standing up and stepping back, doing his speech, helped us to see his body language. So I think we can take something from that. Definitely, when we're doing our speeches, step back and get the whole body in there. So yeah, next time I think I'll be able to put something together and get more involved. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say really. So thank you everyone, hope to see you again. So, and will it be the same time next week? Will it be